watching is Ladder 35 put out a fire in West Philadelphia. This is a fire that started about an hour ago, and it's taking place in an abandoned building. Not really abandoned, it's a building that they started construction a long time ago, but they never finished. And sometimes people go in there to smoke, or people go in there to live. Sometimes they smoke. Sometimes they do a lot of things in that building. It's not really secured like some of these other buildings. There you see it. And we have about 7 trucks out here trying to contain this fire. As you look up close to the top there, the top window, you can actually see the fire still raging. You see the orange glow, glowing embers. You see the firefighters taking a rest, trying to keep hydrated on this hot pre-summer morning. So most of these buildings around the area have no power because they had to shut it down because of their proximity towards this building, which almost takes up the whole block. Being engulfed in flames, mostly on the inside. So you see everything around it is brick, so that contains fire well, but inside they have all kinds of materials that can make the fire go longer. Aren't you lucky you didn't park on one of these streets this morning? You see ladders extended about halfway to get inside that room where we just showed you. It's still engulfed in flames. And a lot of the spraying that's going on, I've been told, is just to keep the other areas from catching fire. They're trying to contain the fire in a certain location. So we have a few trucks over here parked in this residence. What a laborious morning for these guys who are going into the fire while many people are going the other way. So they're attacking this fire from the top, from the sides, and straight ahead. More guys coming with reinforcements, trying to keep these guys well. And the good thing is that no one has lived inside of this building for probably 4 years, but it's just been there. It could have been some faulty wiring. It could have been even, who knows, for insurance purposes. See more firefighters making their way onto the scene. And most of them are looking at as you see, the dark smoke. So a lot of these cars that are parked in this area are going to have to wait to get their day started because they just can't get out because of all the traffic that's taking up this area. Not only the traffic, but the obstacles in the way. You have this yellow hose on the ground. There they are, barricading more of the street. Definitely makes a great photo opportunity. I would say there are about 70 firefighters at the moment trying to get it all done. Look at that. Some of them are wearing masks, a lot of them are not, which says a lot. Mask was priority these last few years. So there. As you see the contrast in colors as it's lightly beginning to rain. It's lightly beginning to rain. It's probably not going to help the fire that's going on inside of this building. 4700 Street of Locust. See the contrast in colors, the darkness of the smoke clouds, the brightness of the water pressure. Definitely an interesting sight to see. You weren't expecting to see this on the Saturday morning, but here we are. But this is just normal for the firemen. They're still trying to contain the fire. You can see it in the ceiling inside that room right there. And the sprinklers inside the building are probably off because the building is under construction, and a lot of these buildings go up with a lot of licenses needing to be met. Some of the mic corners, the other flames up here. See them mostly rise to the ceiling. Sometimes they have to wait. Yeah, now they're getting a good angle in there. That's probably the best angle that they've got so far. And the reason they have to close the perimeter is because some of these streets, some of these buildings, the ceiling might collapse, parts of the building might collapse. But this building was reasonably empty, so really not much for it the fire to attach itself to, except some of the materials. Everyone's working as a team. There's a certain beauty to this, and in all of its danger, there definitely is. Both sides are concentrated on trying to get that room right there. Been going at it for a while, and what they don't want to do is stop in one area so it can spread, especially after the fire is out. They don't want it to spread into a different location or to continue burning. So they might think, oh, why do they keep spraying in the same area? Well, that one we can tell it's still active. But sometimes under the garbage, under the rubble, there's still burning particles. That doesn't matter how much water is being sprayed on it, it's still not going to be out. Like a chief or a captain that just walked by. We have about 3 different groups out here. Some have yellow hats, some have red hats, some have green hats. I'm not sure what the distinction is. That's something we can look up later. A good shot. The water just going in there. Not only was this somebody's property, but maybe this was someone else's place to live. You didn't have any other place to live. I guess every place to live is a place that someone can either afford or not afford. Oh, you see some garbage come down, some debris. And that's why they have to secure the perimeter, because at any moment things could get from bad to worse if it comes down. We're trying to get it right in there. Sure, for a lot of these firefighters, there's a time in their day where there's not a lot happening, but then you have a day like today where everything is happening at the same time. So you have one hose attacking it from the top where the roof would be, and one attacking it straight on. You can see the hollowed shell, what used to be the ceiling in some of these rooms. I have another fighter right here. It's funny, the other day I was looking through my collection of photos. At this point I probably have almost 300,000 photos in my collection. And I've noticed that I didn't have a lot of pictures of fires or firefighters. And it's almost like the universe heard my call and directly placed a fire in front of me today. Ask and you shall receive. But hopefully you won't be affected, or no one else will be affected. This is one of these good jobs that you hope you never, in the face of everything that makes your job what it is. You're wondering what everyone else is doing. Everyone pretty much is sealing off the streets, making sure cars don't go in or out, or at least if you're going out because you parked here overnight, that you are being taken care of and that you can go out safely. Because a lot of these cars are parked in front of the area where the fire is. Some Firefighters are getting hot. They keep a cool towel on top of their head. It keeps getting warmer. There must be such a feeling of accomplishment when you do a job like this, especially when you're doing good for the community, but also you don't have to rescue anyone because no one is inside. They finally put out the major flames that were out there. And then they sprayed the sides to keep it cool and so the fire won't spread. They're using this barricade that's normally here or traffic to prop up the hose, almost like a tripod for the hose. All the cars right in front are getting a free car wash. Everyone should have to donate at least $5 to the cause. Smiles all around. Firefighters over here to the right, trying to get a better angle, still spraying at the top. Well, now that the ceiling is gone, they can spray right in the top of it. There's a firefighter right here in front of us. Take a piece of lumber, probably the prop, the tripod, even higher. They're very resourceful. They use everything they can to find a better angle to get to the fire. You see the electrical wires, they're covered in plastic to protect it from the elements, but now to protect it from the fire as well as the water making its way to the fire. Firefighters over here giving themselves congratulations. It seems like the worst of it is past. good that these fire trucks are not only painted in red and have lights, because any car coming with this amount of thick smoke around probably would not see it even in the daytime.